Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's meeting. My colleague Sherry McCall will read the preamble to our meeting today.
Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's meeting of the Committee of Adjustment. This is a meeting to consider applications for minor variance and consent held under the authority of the Planning Act of Ontario. Please keep in mind that the intent of this process is to review the proposal that is before us, listen to the evidence, and then make a decision. This process is not intended to be used to resolve any concerns or disputes that may exist between the town, individuals, or organizations. If a request for a deferral is made and the committee grants such a request, the committee, after consultation with the Secretary-Treasurer, will set a new hearing date. No further notice will be provided unless there are changes to the application. In order to conduct an effective and efficient hearing, we have adopted the following process. First, the owner and authorized agent will be given the opportunity, if so desired, to briefly explain to us the basis of this application and answer any questions that may arise out of the hearing. A maximum of 5 minutes will be allotted to be provided for this presentation. You need to state your name and address for the record. Any materials submitted to the committee for viewing will remain the property of this committee. Any submissions beyond 5 minutes will be at the discretion of the committee. All persons attending the hearing who wish to support or oppose an application must also state their full name and address for the record. A maximum of 5 minutes will be provided to make a presentation. All remarks and questions are to be directed to the chairperson of the committee. Any submissions beyond the 5 minutes will also be at the discretion of the committee. If there are several speakers sharing the same view, please select a spokesperson to present the group's opinion. We do want to hear your views. However, covering the same points will not advance your case. The owner and agent will be provided with a further 5 minutes to respond to comments made by any interested parties and answer any questions from the committee members. If the owner or agent has any concerns found in staff reports, particularly with any proposed conditions, this will be the opportunity to advise us. The matter will then be taken into committee for a decision, and that will mark the end of all discussions. Once the committee makes an oral decision, and any person desiring a copy must file with the Secretary-Treasurer at the meeting a written request for notice of the decision. A green sheet is provided for this purpose at the back of the room. Please note that you must make a written request in order to be included on the list that is used by the Ontario Municipal Board for the giving of any subsequent notice of any appeal. Written notice of the committee's decision will be mailed no later than 10 days for minor variance and 15 days for consent applications to the applicant, owner, and agent, or any other person who has filed a written request for such notice. If you do not agree with the committee's decision, you may appeal this to the Ontario Municipal Board, and the latest date to appeal the decision to the OMB will be noted on the decision. If no appeal is received within the prescribed time frame, the decision of the committee becomes final and binding, and the Secretary-Treasurer will notify the applicant through written correspondence. People attending this committee meeting are to be courteous and respectful of all the members of the committee, town staff, as well as the people in attendance tonight. Tonight's meeting will be live streamed and available for future viewing on the town's live stream page at oakville.ca/live. We do ask that you do turn your cellular phones and pagers to off or at least silent during this meeting, as they do tend to interfere with the audio system. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. McCall, for a wonderful reading of the preamble. We have one regret this evening, Mr. Tulowski. Does anyone here have any pecuniary interest they wish to declare? Seeing none. Okay, we'll start with any deferrals or any withdrawal of applications, deferrals or withdrawals. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Franco Romano here for item number 3, 149 Forsyth Street. Okay. I'm here on behalf of the agent and the owner.
Okay, just before we ask, we got your name and address for the record?
Franco Romano, 2095 Autumn Breeze Drive South, Mississauga.
Okay, thank you. Is anyone here for application CAVA 177-2017 at 149 Forsyth Street? Okay, members, do you have any questions on the deferral request? Just quickly, the nature of the deferral request?
Conservation Halton has asked for some further clarification regarding the geotechnical information that they have for the long-term stable slope, and we're working towards resolving that and coming back in front of the panel.
When can we get Mr. Romano back? The earliest is November 7th. November 7th, sir? Is that too early?
Too early, I would say. If there's another meeting either that month or the beginning of the following
Okay,
month.
what's the following date that we have available? Okay, why don't I leave it with you to communicate?
That's fine.
We'll need new notice anyways.
Yep.
Because we'll have a new date, so why don't we ask you to communicate with our Secretary Treasurer when you're ready to go?
Very good.
So we'll adjourn it, sort of sign a die, but knowing that it's going to come back quicker rather than later.
Sounds fair.
Okay, thank you. Matters adjourned. All those in favor? Okay.
Thank you
sir.
kindly.
Okay, anyone else wishing to defer or withdraw an application? So we'll start with application CAV 175-2017 at 2242 Glad Acres Lane. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the committee.
Name and address for the record?
Joel Tanner, Simple Design Studio, 97 James Street North, Hamilton, Ontario.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone here this evening that has an interest in application CAVA 175-2017 at 2242 Glad Acres Lane? Okay, members, I'm in your hand. Our procedural bylaw allows us to dispense of a full public hearing where it's warranted. Staff are recommending approval subject to a condition. You've read the condition, sir?
Correct, yeah.
Is there anything you wish to add to the application?
Nope.
Members, do you have any questions, any items of clarification? Did your site visit, read the staff report? All right, who would like to move a recommendation then?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move a recommendation to approve the application. I feel like it does meet the 4 tests. The lot itself does comply with the maximum lot coverage, even with the new roof deck coverage. There are no negative impacts, and I note that there are no objections from the public.
Okay, thank you. Recommendation is to approve. I think you need a building permit, sir, do you?
Correct.
Yes, so approval will expire within 2 years from the date of the decision if the proposed development does not proceed and a building permit not issued. And the second condition is that the proposed rear yard patio roof be constructed in general accordance with the plans dated August 22nd of 2017 as submitted.
Okay, thank you. Discussion recommendation? See none, all those in support? No one opposed, your application
Thanks,
is
committee.
approved, sir. Application CAVA 176-2017 at 309 Coral Terrace. Good evening, sir. Name and address for the record.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Joris Kieran Design, 100 Bronte Road, Unit 10 in Oakville.
Okay, thank you again. Anyone here this evening have an interest in application CAV 176-2017 at 309 Coral Terrace? Seeing none. Members, do you wish a presentation on this? You've done your site visit, read the staff report, sir. There's conditions proposed. Any comments on that? And is there anything you wish to add to the application?
No, not at this time, and we accept the conditions.
Okay, so unless there's anyone have any further answers, we'll proceed on a recommendation. Who would like to move a recommendation on this? Mr. Hardcastle?
Mr. Chairman, I'm satisfied that the requested variances conform to the test of the Act. I'll put forward a motion of approval, subject to 2 conditions. The first being that the proposed dwelling be constructed in general accordance with the plans dated September 6th, 2017 as submitted. The second being that the approval will expire within 2 years of the date of the decision, if a building permit has not been issued. Yeah, that's.
Just note that there's no one here made any oral deputations, and don't believe we have any written comments, just for the record. Okay, thank you. Okay, so discussion on a recommendation to approve subject to those 2 conditions. All those in support? No one opposed. The application being approved, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, application CAVA 178-2017 at 1375 Amber Crescent.
Well, Mr. Chairman and committee, my name is Mario Hrabko. The address is 262 Alscott Crescent, Oakville.
Okay. We'll continue with our trend here of asking if does anyone here this evening have an interest in application CAVA 178-2017 at 1375 Amber Crescent. Seeing none. Members, again, I'm in your hands. You wish a presentation? It seems to be a very easy agenda this evening. Sir, is there anything you wish to add to the application?
I think we had one comment from one neighbor regarding our application, and we spoke with them and walked them through our intentions with the project, and we think we had a really good conversation with them.
Okay. All right, who would like to move a recommendation? Mr. Charlebois?
Looks like we're sharing it this evening. Mr. Chairman, having conducted my site visit and read the staff comments, I note that that there are no oral objections here tonight, that there was one written objection, and I'm satisfied that that this person's concerns will be met with basically addressed through other processes. I'm going to find that this particular variance does meet all 4 tests under the Planning Act, and I'm going to put forward a recommendation that it be approved subject to 2 conditions: that the proposed dwelling be constructed in general accordance with the plans dated September 14th, 2017 is submitted, and further subject to the condition that the approval will expire 2 years from this date if the building permit is not issued.
Thank you. Discussion recommendation? Seeing none, all those in support, subject to those 2 conditions? That's been approved unanimous.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir. Okay, application CAVA 163-2017 at 1498 Bridge Road. This is a matter that was deferred from the September 5th, 2017 hearing. This is the one that we had notice issues, was it? Yes, the drawings.
Good evening. My name is Cesare Laskowski. I am owner 1498 Bridge Road.
Okay, is there anyone here this evening that has an interest in application CAVA 163-2017 at 1498 Bridge Road? All right. Again, sir, I think staff are saying that they are satisfied with the application. Anything you wish to add? We don't need a presentation on this unless members have a question. Members, you have any questions? Any items of concern, any items of clarification? You've done your site visit, read the report? Okay, we'll proceed to a recommendation. Okay? Who would like to move a recommendation?
Thank you.
Mr. Charlebois?
Sure, Mr. Chairman, I'll pick it up. Having having done my site visit and read the staff report, I agree with the town's analysis. I'm going to put forward a recommendation that this particular application does meet all 4 tests under the Planning Act and should be approved, subject to
Sir, you need a building permit for your work?
no, I was going to say, do you need a building?
Sorry, Adam, can you please repeat?
Do you need a building permit for your work?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Everything was
So subject
made
to
for
the building
permit.
permit and subject to the plan submitted? Miss, that's already built, yes, of course,
already
yes.
built,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
already built.
Okay.
Just need the building
Okay,
permit.
subject then to the condition that approval will expire 2 years from the date of this date if a building permit has not been issued.
Okay, discussion recommendation, seeing none, all those in support? Sir, your application is being approved.
Thank you.
Okay, we have the minutes of September 19th. Who would like to move the minutes? Yes. Move the minutes, all those in support?
Sorry. Thank you.
None opposed, and let's adjourn. Who would like to move a motion to adjourn? Mr. McCall, motion to adjourn. All those in support? We're adjourned at 7:12, 13.